Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Destination Wollongong Fig Tree Sports for the 2022-23 New South Wales State Championships. We're picking up action in the women's fours. We're just completing the second trial end right now. So action underway in about 1 minute. We have our resident expert here at Fig Tree, Matty Miles, joining us this morning. Welcome, Matty.
Thank you, Andrew. Thanks for having me.
Always a pleasure to have an old Siddos fellow with me. So, should be an absolute cracking clash this match.
There's not supposed to be any rain on the horizon for today or tomorrow, which is good. And we first day of the event that we haven't had a dew, so it'll be interesting to see how these greens are running early. They should have the afternoon pace in the morning, so should all be good bowling, I think.
The forecast this morning on the radio said we could have a little bit of cloud though.
Probably won't hurt for the sunburn, so that'll be good. But yeah, definitely there was a little bit of wind this morning. I don't think it'll get any worse than it is now, but you never know in the Illawarra.
Well, known to be a little bit windy at times. Not a bad lineup for the Cabramatta team here. Jamie Lee Worsnop, Ellen Ryan, Ellen Faulkner and Karen Murphy. I think Ellen Faulkner playing second and Ellen Ryan playing third. So you have two current Jackaroo squad members and two legends of the game. Rebecca Lord leading up for Engadine. Jocelyn Heyman, Mel Blumore, a state singles semi-finalist. And Anne Johns, who we've already seen a couple of times.
Oh, she's non-stop, Anne Johns. She's always here. Lovely lady. I went up and met all these guys. Hi, everyone. Ben Crickselitis, spending two shoes here with you finally. I was up there looking for someone to come and help us out with the commentary, and Matty's already down here.
Got all under control.
You had a special shout-out to give this morning, didn't you?
Yeah, it's my wife's birthday today, so she's thrilled that I'm here at the club all day as opposed to taking her out for lunch, but I'm sure I'll make it up to her.
Without a doubt. So those familiar Swannies bowls of Ellen there, she's a pretty strong team. Those Cabra girls at the moment, aren't they?
I think Karen and Anne had run out of things to talk about. They've been next to each other for a fair few hours now.
Well, it just goes to show, though, the nature of the open draw. We have these teams drawn to play each other in sectional play. If it was managed, they certainly wouldn't be. They'd be seeded into the four different halves or four different sections. But what could be regarded as an effective final in the first round, probably a bit of a bold statement in one way, but these two teams would probably be very highly regarded in any section they were drawn to play in.
Absolutely. Look, we saw that in the pairs as well, frankly, with Tash Van Eldick and Karen and Ellen in that, and then ended up having to. Well, the only team they drew against was each other, and then right. For a four-shot differential in the scores at the end. It was quite remarkable. But yeah, normally you wouldn't see those guys together. We do love an open draw.
Pretty handy opening bowl there from Ellen after the roll-up. Gives Engadine a harder draw straight to that jack now, so
Yeah, they've got 2 there on the way in, so I think you're just trying to get in between them. Well, they're playing the other side. Their own orange bowl on the way to roll. See Anne willing that one down.
It's a great result. It wasn't wouldn't say it was an easy hand to play either. There's plenty of obstacles in the way. Made it look easy.
Yeah, we'll just ease into the game and play it sensible, won't we? Fair start from most of the players. She's close with this one too, I think. And just close. Interesting. And switching over to the forehand side. Looking to thread the needle between the 2 Cabra bowls on the way in. Plenty of room.
Seem to be back to a confident draw. A little trail of Jack's okay underneath the red, but wouldn't.
Just a little on the quick side. Or wide side. Which one?
Probably say a little bit overweight if I had to be critical. I'm sure the corrections will be made.
So, Maddie, what do you reckon she's looking for? Just to set a bowl?
I think she wants to make sure she's got enough good weight to land that red through and stay in the head, but at the same and have enough swing to use the bowl or get underneath for Jack or bowl. So take one out or trail a Jack herself.
Yeah, through again, so you have to think that was the weight she was looking for, but it's a 2 for Engadine to start. Yeah, we do seem to have just a slight little buzz coming through our headsets.
Yeah, it feels weird. Hope it's not affecting you too much in the live stream. I'm going to jump on now and grab the YouTube link and put it in the feed as I always do. And the usual warning, once again, do not click on any links that aren't posted in there by us. Please don't provide anyone your credit card details for these streams. We don't charge, and you're only getting scammed if you do. So, Gail George, once again from Mandurah in Western Australia. I was speaking to my uncle in Mandurah yesterday, actually. He's a happy man. I bought him a bottle of rum.
Looks like the holiday that Jamie just had with Aaron Wilson has worked out pretty good. She's come back pretty fresh and drawing plenty of good bowls early.
Yeah, where they went to Eastern Europe or something. Wasn't their plan? I can't remember.
Well, from all the photos, it looked like they had a great time.
So I'm getting a lot of interest and a lot of messages here from people on the down south wanting to keep them updated on the score next door, and with the St George's Basin ladies playing there. They were very excited. There's a real buzz around down south, knowing that they'd even be on the rink next door. It was exciting for that big club. And Dion Thurston's 60th birthday yesterday as well. She's playing in that team, and her husband's birthday today.
It's a good day to have a birthday.
Is it? It is. Your wife's birthday as well. Just, geez, if anyone else out there having a birthday, let us know in the stream, and we'll give you a shout out. Why not?
Oh, we'll shout out to my big sister for yesterday.
Oh, there you go.
Happy birthday to a Siddos member, Robbie Clayton. Hope you have a good day, mate. I'm sure you're watching somewhere. You love your bowls.
Tragics. We love the Tragics. Peter Thornton asking us if we can give updates on Naranda, mate. As soon as I see it come through and scores come through, I'll see what we can do. We'll keep mentioning things like that. Really good shot there. Ellen Ryan, that's Faulkner, sorry, that's brilliant. Coming through, bouncing off. That was the shot she was called. So speaking of the Engadine ladies, and I know that Engadine has this always on the live stream on their big screens at the club itself. So hi everyone there. I know they're interested in watching, and I can tell you that the two ladies leading in this are nervous as heck about being on the live stream, and I hope it doesn't affect their bowls much.
Been pretty good heads so far. A few conversions in the back end of the ends, but overall I think the heads have been pretty tight.
That didn't work. Just tried to restart the audio desk.
I don't know what you did there, Andrew, but felt like I got hit by lightning.
I switched the sound desk off and on again.
Didn't see you jump out of your chair.
Let's not do that again.
We can press this button and we've got the lovely echo coming through, but
let's not do that. Oh, learning things is Andrew's teaching me about the desk at the moment. I've just learnt two things.
Did consider putting the echo on to go, that's an absolute cracker.
It's not.
But no, we're not going to play around with that because it just sounds awful in our ears.
Well, it ends up being like a radio show. We'll start taking requests for music at some point soon, I guess.
Apparently, the requests for me not to sing are the most popular.
So more Rex there from Northern Ireland.
I think there'll be an interesting shot coming up here from Ian. Looks like a forehand firm. There is a bit of a cannon on, which is two bowls touching each other, which will shoot one straight through the head. So, all working in off that wing blue bowl. Probably just a half a bowl narrow, I think.
Yeah, close. And actually looking, I'm doing some admin this morning. It's a bit of a different morning this morning. It's a real chill in the air out there, no breeze, but there wasn't really a dew either, was there?
There's no dew. Actually, early this morning there was a bit of a breeze, so I think that's what knocked the dew out of it for us this morning, which will obviously help with a bit of pace in the morning's game, because usually we've been finding that the greens have been on the slower side of a morning, but really ramping up pace in the afternoon, so we might get that afternoon pace early.
Yeah, just a little bit of dampness in the tracks that we had seen so often now. It looks like, and I can tell you that there's one big line of cloud, really slow moving high up, which is blocking the sun. So it's not as bright out there at the moment as it has been for the days. But that will clear fairly shortly. And chasing this one down. Oh, I was hoping to move that Faulkner bowl out.
We're not seeing those lines on the green of the draw lines today.
No, that's what I mean. There's no moisture there at all. So we'll see. It'll be interesting to see whether this is...
Kaz will be trying to get a couple of rolls out of this shot bowl, I think.
I reckon. Oh, it's pretty pacey. Is it too much?
No,
that's perfect.
That's a big score.
That's just Karen Murphy doing Karen Murphy things.
Just picked up about a 5 or a 6 here.
Oh, there's the first 5, 6.
Ellen just making sure it is 6 while rolling those
I
bowls
know,
over,
I saw
think.
that. She counted them. She ran out of fingers. Why would you not?
Hopefully I'll get to use that one day. That's a great concept. I like that.
What, counting your bowls on the...
Yeah, rolling them around
1, 2, 3.
as you count them. Very good. I think Jamie's liking this one. You don't see Jamie chasing bowls too often, so...
See the leads run down very often, yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. 2 bowls past Jack. With these 2 skippers, I don't see the Jack staying in the same spot for too long too often.
Rebecca Lord, such a good bowler as well. Really good draw bowler, really considered, really sharp. I know, in the way she plays.
And to be happy with those 2 for sure.
Mm. That's it. So you could hear the sound of the electricity. They're only electrons. Ah, you might be too young. You remember young Einstein?
I do.
Yeah, wow. Good. That was a great movie. I'm going to go home and watch that.
Great Aussie movie.
Did I mention it? Yep. Oh, look, she's on fire right now, Ellen Faulkner. She's everything so far. Those Sydney Swans bowls have been dropping in really beautifully.
We have had to add an extra line to the greens today, so it's probably not as tidy a look as we would have liked, but just with all the foot play, it's and being a 3-rink green, we've had to definitely make sure we get enough movement so that there's plenty of grass left on the greens by the end of the event.
I was going to ask that. I saw the light blue line. I hadn't seen that before. This week it was...
Call that a custom colour.
Custom colour. You've mixed some blue and white chalk, I'm assuming?
Yeah, we got the colour chart out and tried to figure out how to make light blue. So
I love it. Dawny Heyman on the line straight away here. The St John's guys are playing over on rink 2. Or was that rink 1? The one next door. The one you like anyway. I noticed that all of you gentlemen greenkeepers jump on your roller and jump on your own greens every morning.
Yeah, I've got the light roller because I'm the heaviest greenkeeper of the three, so I try to keep the weight distribution the same over the three greens.
Is learning how to drive a roller the first thing you learn?
I was lucky enough. I've been on and off greenkeeping for about 10 years, so it was definitely the trickiest thing to get used to.
Oop, here we go. That's just a brilliant shot. Why not?
Steering bar's a bit odd, isn't it? Where you're moving it left to right to go in front of you.
Yeah, if
Moving sideways.
you accidentally let go of that thing, you can end up anywhere, including on your side. So you've got to be pretty careful. It's not as cruisy and easy as it looks.
Ooh, did they tip over? I haven't seen one tip over before.
Nothing enjoyable about that. Hurts a bit, especially if a belt goes on you.
The ones you got speed up in both directions, you got the lever for the two different directions?
All of ours have foot pedals, so it either goes one way or the other. So you put one down to go, say, to the right, and then you put the left down to slow yourself down and go to the left. So it's all the timing game on those rollers.
It's one little bit of greenkeeping experience I did many years ago, work experience at school. And the same deal with levers in front of you as well.
Chaos.
And you push the left lever to slow down if you're going to the right. I found out very quickly if you push the wrong way, you speed up towards the ditch wall and hit it hard. I
was going to ask that.
You only get that one wrong once, Andrew.
I'm falling off, obviously. I did this for fun. And Kaz just hitting that back one and dropping through. So there were a couple again. Here, Cabra. And Seymour, good morning. Good to see you again. Billy, Glenn Baxter. What have we done with Shippo? Was he still eating yesterday's breakfast? No, Shippo's actually got some work to do this morning. Oh, and has, sorry I missed that, has moved it around and...
I think it's finished touching the middle bowl of the three.
Yeah.
Jack high to it, so...
Having a really good look. What is that? Yeah, those back bowls, as you said, handy as anything.
Never wasted. If you're gonna miss past.
Kaz likes it. Watching it round, willing it round. Oh, it's just touched Ellen's ear at the front. Must be close. They must nearly both be touching.
I'm not even going to try to swing the side camera around because all we'll see is the back of those bowls.
Indeed. So yeah, we got some real teams while they're having a close look at this. I've seen. I went around and had a quick introduction to a lot of teams out there. Some I haven't seen at the tournament yet. And the Fours tends to bring out. It tends to be a bit more chaotic, I guess. I mean, some really awesome teams and some brilliant people, beautiful people down there, but also some familiar faces. NBC Sports, Maylene is here again, and so is Tash Van Eldick and Jen Delves. Next door, that Condolblin in the blue and yellow uniform. The Basin ladies are they're pretty strong actually, so they've been here a fair bit too.
I think Anne's just trying to figure out if that the plant onto the jack and bowl is actually going to, if she's able to get enough swing to get the jack back to that orange bowl. If not, I dare say it'll be a cold draw on the forehand around that light blue bowl.
So if Anne makes contact, she needs it to go that metre or more. That jack just springs back 20 centimetres or so, she'll be 3 down.
Yeah, or 4 if it ends up in that little gap on the right as well. Those maroon bowls, are they? Yeah.
It's weight critical, this.
This is one of those ones you'd love to have a drone, wouldn't you, Andrew? Just a little one.
Yeah, I think it'll be a good one. It's a bit of a challenge. 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 It's a bit of a
Umpire. Pam, here she comes. This is the tough one. She'll have the feelers out. So what you've got here is a feeler. So the bowls are really close, and Pam will be inside calipers, yeah. And just feeling for the gap and seeing which one's the biggest. It's a tough measure, this one.
Are they mirrors underneath, are they, Andrew?
That would be. It's a little mirror strip.
That's the Cabra bowl, yep.
See better, either a plain white strip, either or is quite acceptable. What it does is just provides that little bit of contrast, so it makes it a lot easier to see the gap.
These fun little gadgets we've created to make our game more accurate. So that's, one to Cabra, and it's been pretty close. Those feelers weren't very far apart.
Actually had a game came up on my Facebook page the other day of Peter Bellis in the World Singles, and I think you might know the year that it was that he won the World Singles, but they actually had a digital tape measure that they used, but wasn't quite good enough. So that was, I'm going to say, yeah. So they're definitely trying things, but wasn't quite ready then. And is it there now, Andrew? Do we use them in New South Wales? Yeah. Very good. You don't see them too often. Saw a lot of them in the Australian Open this year.
Yeah, look, they're growing in popularity, and there's one of the models has an accuracy to 4 decimal places, so you're ridiculously accurate. Pam has one up that end. She's so keen on umpiring, she's bought her own. A few of the clubs have got one. You can actually buy a cheaper laser measure model as a player if you like. I think there's 3 different ones on the market now. I've had a crack with them, but I've got one in my bag. Mostly I don't use it because it's not charged up. Just uses a little USB plug.
Yep.
And the problem with me is I'm not at the club enough to actually keep it charged up. I need to remember to take a battery pack and plug it in.
1984 they were using them. Andrew?
There we go. Back when Peter had hair. Is that the one he played Willie Wood?
Yes, that is correct.
I've seen that come up on my feed too. I didn't notice the digital tape measure though.
It didn't last long. You put it down, mustn't have charged the battery, and put it away straight away.
This ain't gonna fly.
That was a cracking game too.
Was probably the best 8 bowls I've seen. The old bowls.
Wonder Engadine as his head stands.
I haven't updated the score there, sorry. I think it's 7-2 at the moment. It's easier for me to do it than new Andrew. We've got to get the dual screen happening, I think, over there. Oh, there we are. Then Baxter, 1984. Peter Bellis, World Singles. And Smith from Finley. It's freezing there, apparently. Oh, here we go. Barb Green. That piece of equipment Pam is using is made by Pam's clever husband. Yeah, Pam's clever husband, I think, stays home and watches the dogs. He doesn't come to the games.
Oh, inside calipers are very much an engineering device, freely available, usually used by fitters and turners.
Poor fitters and turners, cooks, you mean? Fit it in a pot and turn it into something else. That's what we call the Navy, all the Navy chefs. Ray Mitchell watching from cold, wet Albury. Now, I haven't actually looked up the weather for the next few days. I'm a bit worried about whether I should or not. Whether it's going to give me bad
news. I thought the Navy was where that Who Called the Chef a Mongrel came about, and the reply was Who Called the Mongrel a Chef?
No, I'm wrong. It's going to be beautiful all week.
Yep.
Good.
And just trying to add here, I think. She's got a...
Ray Mitchell was watching from Coldwood, Albury. I should say that's what you get for living that close to Victoria.
Kaz on a good line here. Just looking to side cut that jackal.
Get the edge of that.
Oh, good Lord. Karen Murphy. See if we get the call here. Oh, look, magic fingers. Yeah, one to Engadine, but just the Cabra girls are on fire, mate. At the moment, they just seem to be, and really playing for each other too. That real team mentality. They're all, they're all jackaroos. Well, yeah, well, you know, international representatives, and they know each other pretty well.
They're all involved in the Bowls Australia High Performance Program.
Yeah, correct.
Two as coaches, two as players.
There's nothing wrong with missing the result you're going for as long as they finish in good places. So, which we're seeing pretty early from the Cabra team. A couple of wayward bowls from Engadine, but I'm sure with the calibre of player the four ladies are, they won't last long. They'll be changing the head up quite quickly, I think.
I say, you know your team's playing well when you're not forced into playing shots you'd rather not play.
It's very true, Andrew.
There's one to Engadine. And you have those games where you always seem to be playing a shot where you think, oh, I've got no choice but to play this one. And there's other games where you're saying, well, I've got I've got 10 chances on that hand if I'm there or thereabouts.
Yeah, sometimes you feel like you're playing, trying to play two shots with one bowl, aren't you? You've got to get something past, but at the same time you need to get something close to the head, and it makes it hard to play with confidence when you get in that situation. It's hard to work yourself out of it too.
And sometimes it's a combination of how well your opponents are playing.
Looks like Jamie's supporting a new bit of jewellery out on the green after her little holiday too. Congratulations to Jamie and Aaron Disco Wilson on their engagement.
Glad you confirmed that. I did hear about it. I just didn't didn't want to say anything in case I was wrong. So yeah, definitely. Congratulations indeed. I'm just looking at some webcams from around the place, and yeah, it's cold and wet everywhere except here, it seems. A little bit loose there from the leads. It's the first time we've seen that, and probably the last time. Dave Thomas from Malua Bay, g'day mate. And Barry Brown from Tarthra. Go the Eagles.
Got a soft spot for Malua Bay Bowling Club. It's a great part of the world. Around Bateman's Bay there.
I have a soft spot for Malua Bay as the weirdest club setup that's going around. So Malua, love them to death, burnt down during the fires in 2019. They rebuilt the club, and Cabra Bowls actually owns them. They spent a lot of money doing it, but the greens are completely disconnected from the main club. It's a long walk for a drink.
It is. I was actually there on a 6-month stint working for Cabra Bowls, and I look at the structural side of things had to change after the fires. Yep. I'm sure there still works there to be done regarding connecting that the bowling greens and the club together. But I know Cabra has invested a lot of time,
lots of energy,
and support into that club, and I'm sure we'll see bigger and better things in the future.
Well, that's a pretty good shot there from. Excuse me, I've just completely lost the name in front of me, but from Jocelyn, and knocking the jack right the way through past the tee. All the work to do now for the Cabra bowlers, and well, that'll do. Alan Faulkner, just casually as you like, actually.
Just snuck in for shot when it fell down there.
See, Dave Thomas saying the old club is in the same place. Yeah, you're right. It was built on that footprint, but we need to. I have been when I was there last, and when I was. I can't remember what I was playing down there, but it's a brilliant club, and the new club's a fantastic facility. They were talking about building a pavilion down the bottom for the bowlers as well, but I'm not really sure how that went at this point. But yeah, really interesting place to visit if you're down that way. Head down to Malua Bay and home of the Stingrays.
It's an aggressive line there from Alan, but gets away with it.
I was going to say, that looked really narrow, but it came through beautifully. I don't know what kind of bowls she's using. They look like Henselites.
Look like XGs to me.
Yeah. Sue Moore just running past the camera. She's just signed on to Fig Tree Sports, actually, from St George's Basin, wearing Basin colours today, as that's where she won the fours through. But she's is a figgy bowler.
Did hear that. Welcome aboard, Sue. Happy to have you.
Husband Tom's up there in the stands right now. He watches this while he's watching his wife play. Great supporter and a good bowler. Now he's at Huskisson. He's one of my teammates.
Not making the move?
No, not coming up here. He has chosen to come stay with me and play. Actually, I think he's playing. I'm playing second in his team. I think he's my third.
All right, we'll work on him then.
One of the other members of that fours team next door, the Thurstons, Dion and Gary, or Dion's there, and I'm trying to work on them and get them across to Husky. I think they'll look better in blue than in red, but shh, we don't say anything, do we?
And playing an aggressive line for this jack, I think.
Aggressive line again.
The two bowls.
Cabra bowler's holding 3 there. Just not the weight for that line, I don't think. Maybe push 1 through. Dave saying the pavilion will be built within 3 years. That'd be nice. Down in that little grass area near the car park. Beautiful spot. Karen running through. Maybe actually looking to cover the back, but that blue bowl out the front seems to be in both the skip's eyes there at the moment.
Tomo, the snakes have lasted a lot longer with you not in the commentary box.
Oh, there's the sun.
I know you blamed Bailey for them, but Tomo, pretty good on the fang.
I meant to go and buy some to replace the ones I've been eating, to be fair. I'll do that tonight, I think. But sun's just come out, as I said, about half an hour to those clouds move away. And that's exactly what happened. Oh, it has just come around. Oh, wow. Karen Murphy, wow. Just missing that front bowl.
Don't think she's moved the jack enough for that back red and white bowl not to count, but I'm sure they'll be having a good look at it.
Yeah, I won't give anything away. 3 it is. So 10-2 now after 4 ends. And I'll just make sure I've got that right as we look down the ground. Note the contrast is because the sun's come out. The cameras are... Oh, maybe I'm on the wrong side of the ring. It says 7... No, they're just updating it now. Thanks, Pam. That's 5 ends, so I've missed an end. So it must be, but the Cabra score's correct. So maybe now I haven't got... Maybe I've missed one for Engadine. Someone in the comments will tell me, I'm sure. Michael May saying, hi off for North Queensland. Looks to be a great day of bowls. Sorry, what was it?
10-3.
10-3, yep. Easy fix. Is that Karen Murphy on the greens? It is Karen Murphy. She's playing at the moment in this fours competition with Ellen Ryan, Ellen Faulkner and Jamie Lee Warsnop against a team from Engadine of Anne Johns, Melinda Bloomer, Jocelyn Heyman and Rebecca Lord. She had a word with Jocelyn before the game. She's the one that was nervous about the cameras, but she's a lovely lady.
She hasn't done too much wrong. She's had plenty of bowls in the head this game, so hopefully the nerves have settled and she's just enjoying the moment.
That's what we're hoping for, yeah. Dave Thomas, be nice, you blokes. Hey, I didn't say a thing, Tomo. It's your mate Andrew. Come on. He's shrugging his shoulders. Yep.
I'm always nice to the pitter.
Ellen Faulkner, well done. Resting touch is a good one. Anne looks freezing out there, doesn't she? The way she's standing, it's nice and warm down here, but I can tell you I was cold when I was up there earlier.
I know Kaz has been playing in long pants of a morning last few days.
I know how to match up her first bit of brilliance, but Jocelyn now on her forehand to aim at her skip shoe, and Anne and Karen just having a casual chat while this goes down as well. So I'm going to leave that there, mate. I think you and Andrew have got some things to sort out.
Tom owes me, mate.
Jane Stansfield there. Just watching. Good luck to Engadine Cougars. Yeah, glad you're here. Good amount of people again watching. We do have a huge amount of supporters for the 4 bowls in this state. It's great to see. I love it. It's my always puts a little smile on my face to see everyone.
Good morning, Joan. One of the friendly faces I'll never forget from Engadine while I was there.
Nice. So, Ellen Faulkner's bowl looking a little bit lonely there, to be fair. St George's basing up over Condobolin next door. There you go, guys. There's your shout-out. 8-2 after 4.
Ellen back to the draw now, I think, after getting a backward in. There wasn't much safety there before that, so it's a great change-up.
Jen Burford, Go Curry men's 4s. Yeah, they're on the rink next door. I was having a chat to them as well. On the green, sorry, next door. Or should I say the pitch? I think we've changed it to pitch now, haven't we?
Great track, just lacking the weight, I think. Trying to get any movement on that boulder, pop the jack out for a little bit extra room to work with.
Yeah, lonely bowl in the middle still.
Yeah, I don't think Kaz wants... Obviously, she wants to draw another shot, but I don't think she wants to get too close. Doesn't want to give a target. Try to just beat that wing blue bowl.
It looks like she's going back a bit. I've been wrong before, though, with this. Don't pick that hand, the speed on that hand very well. She's played that really well. But, yeah, that's only one Cabramatta bowl back, and the other 2 are Engadine.
I think it'd be a hard angle on that hand that Ian's playing to get the jack back down to where those other 2 back bowls are.
Indeed.
From Engadine.
Do you think that Cabra are holding a number here? It looks like it's hard to tell because that orange bowl in the front left there seems to be their closest bowl. Engadine's. Do the 2 wing blue bowls count? Does that one, the maroon bowl at the back, count?
To me, it looks like a yes, but well, if the fact that Kaz is trying to get one out on the wing there just to cover those 2 back bowls from Engadine tells me that she's pretty happy with the head she's got.
Little shake of the head there from Melinda Bloomer as she went past. She doesn't like the situation they're in. Here we go, look at this. And John's just brilliant is all she is. That's a perfect bowl for that head. Replacing Ellen Faulkner's bowl and rolling in for shot. Bit of a smile there from Kaz.
Be interesting to see with Engadine winning the mat what length they're going to play. I know Cabra's been pretty dominant on this mat just up from the tee and middle of the line, so...
Watch that replay come down. That's an unbelievable shot. Over Harris, yep. Go Jets. Raymond Terrace over there as well. I think Tash Van Eldik's down the furthest rink away from as possible. The furthest one away from the club. And her team... Can't remember what I was going to say. I lined up for a big question, a big point, but I've completely lost it. Beck Lord, they've gone pretty long here.
Pretty good opener there from Beck, considering it's a length they haven't really played yet.
No, she put the jack there. Chris Miles watching from Hervey Bay. Yeah, look.
Got to be a good bloke.
Yeah, I reckon. Sound like that. Going to be miles away from being a good bloke. When are you going to switch to metric, mate? Are we going to see you many kilometres at some point, or?
Oh, I get that joke a lot with
Do you really?
mowing for miles, mowing business. Every second person comes up, mowing for kilometres, is it?
Very old sailor, I still get nautical miles in my head. I still use the old terminology. So at my age, it's pretty unusual still at this point. But Jamie Warsnop, that's 2 great bowls with a change of length.
I think it's one tradition in the sport that you don't want to see leave, isn't it? Using feet and yards.
Yeah, sometimes it'll happen. It'll drift out of the vernacular eventually. I still got the, of course, the Americans still use it quite a bit, and so do the English actually, but not officially.
Well, the albatross still refers to how much weight I've put on in yards. only problem is it's backyards. So I put a yard on, not a backyard.
Might be time they change it back, I think.
I'm not entirely sure. When you said how much weight I've put on, I didn't think of that in bowls terms. So
I said out a yard, not a backyard. You learn to have a really good sense of humour if you play with the albatross.
Oh, wow. Just wanting that to come through. Nearly took Jack with her. So we've got Joan Bailey from Cowra. It's an amazing place. Last time I was there, they were having a mouse plague. It was a bizarre place to be. Ellen Faulkner now backhanding it. Oh, well, they
tipped her own over.
Probably holding 3 or 4 then now. I'm going to run with 3. Kenny Ainsworth from Grafton. Vic Young, let's go Edelong there. Indeed, there's a... I'd like to see someone from Condobolin on the line there, if they are. Girls next door giving it a good run. So lots of discussion there for this. There's a lot of space still. And she comes looking to rest on, I think, Jamie Lee's bowls there, and has beautifully called it, played it. Brilliant shot.
Elle looking for a similar sort of effort just to take the place of the orange bowl.
She spent a good hour down with us yesterday. Oh, good shot.
Couldn't have got it any better.
I reckon. Just cleaned it straight through. She's good at that shot. We've seen it before.
Yep, under plenty of pressure too.
Plenty of pressure, yep.
Just going to run past and not get contact. No, fellas, I reckon the temperature's just dropped.
In here, it feels cold.
I think the cool air from outside's just making its way down the stairwell and straight over us.
So if you're wondering what we're talking about with the heavy shots out of nowhere, Ellen Ryan played a miracle heavy shot in the Commonwealth Games to clean it out and claim the gold medal. It was the most remarkable game of bowls, or the most remarkable shot was off the line. And we're just watching the YouTube replay now, which I might put on in the links just if you want to see it. Her and Christina Christic. It was just one of those really perfect moments in sport and in bowls. And Tash Van Eldik was really getting into it there too. Actually, I just saw. So I'll drop that link in there now if you'd like to see what we're talking about. If you haven't seen it before, or even if you have and you want to relive it, remember, don't click on any links that don't come from us.
And wait till this game's finished to go there.
Take 5 seconds.
Stay watching us. And John's well pointed. She's going to go close to drawing this. Just going to run out of steam.
I was just trying to beat that wing red and white bowl, I think, for a shot. Nothing for tight here. And just played it pretty much perfect, I'd say.
That'll be 3, I think. Perhaps 4.
It's hard to see with that shadow on that white bowl, isn't it? I dare say it's probably just 3.
Look, my analysis of the game so far, 5. Well, this is the end. This will be the 6th end. At the moment, Anne's team seems to be leaving them a bit to do. They're getting 1 or 2 in there every now and again. And it's just getting wiped out by the Cabra girls. And
there'll be another counter from Kaz, will it? Oh no,
just
going to drop short.
There's been some great last bowls there from Anne to save a few scores. So, and the Engadine girls probably just a little outclassed early, but I mean, the longer the game goes.
Oh, they're a good team, yeah.
There's not taking anything away from their ability.
Exactly.
Just, I think the Cabra girls have just got the wood on them at the moment, but I mean, it is only 6 ends in, so
yeah, it's
plenty
early.
of time left.
It's a game of patience. This one. So I didn't see the call there. We'll have to wait till the 14-4 after 7.
So after a 1 to Engadine last end, it's a 4 to Cabramatta this end.
Sorry, everyone. I've got to be more diligent on the scoreboards. I'll keep up. What have we got? Shane Rowland's watching from London. It's a good place to be right now, I'd say.
Yes, Ben. If you're not more diligent, we'll have to get you punished.
Oh.
See if there's a volunteer to come and punish you.
I don't even know how to deal with that at all. What do I say to that?
Perhaps one of your old Navy commanders will come and make you run laps of the Oval or something like that.
Push-ups, yeah.
Push-ups are not in my lexicon, sorry.
Good for you, though. Great exercise.
No. When you don't have a tendon in the shoulder, they're not very good to do.
No, difficult. We're starting to see those tracks now. Just really light, not like we have seen, not the depth, but some of the bowls are leaving trails down the green. Maybe some moisture lifting now that the sun's just popped out from behind that cloud.
Good opening bowls there from Jamie Lee.
Yep. And
dare say something will be past the jack here from Ellen.
That's it. And Rebecca Lord putting in a couple of usable ones. But Lynn Faulkner has been absolutely on fire this game. Has come out and just nailing shots like this. Wow.
They'll be playing with a bit of confidence here, Engadine, trying to land the bowls or working off the bowls for the jack.
That's it. A little bit of enthusiasm needed here from Jocelyn Heyman.
If not anything else, just change the angles up. A little bit extra space to work with.
Going to run into one in the front there. Oh yeah, move some things around. It's a little more open now. I don't think she got the shot though. I think Jamie Lee's bowl rolled over and held. A real shine coming off the bowls at the moment. Oh, and Faulkner running it through. Definitely one at least one now to Cabramatta, but I get the feeling, Anne asking Senna just to run it through here fairly quickly.
Results like that aren't illegal when they're your own bowls you use.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
nothing wrong with that at all, actually.
I said before, luck begins at the head. Watch it waiting for a little jump through. Well, there you go. I'm calling it off the wrong screen, and she got the little jump through and through the gap, and that's just perfect. So it was her own bowl. And I'll stop calling it off the delay screen right now and on the real screen.
Off the real screen, you're never going to get it wrong.
That's right. I'm getting, yeah. Off the delay screen, that's right. Yeah, I called that. I've got how long have we been at this now? 10 days now? 11? Something like that. In our little bunker. So you can... so next door, the St George's Basin have been stuck on 8 for a bit, and 5 now to Condobolin. They're coming back. 11 blot by the looks down there for in the senior men's.
Also, anybody not playing that is interested, we do have commemorative T-shirts upstairs. They're $55, and they're in our club colours. Just something to take with you and remember the event by. But it's not just for the players; it's for anybody at the event. I know they are going quick, so
yeah. I was going to say the word is they did ask us to mention that. Are you wearing one at the moment? Or
I am actually.
Shirt? Yep. They're pretty flash-looking shirts, but they're up there in the clubhouse, and they are going quickly. And so I recommend get in early. Don't wait for the end. And Spear saying, great bowl, Joss. Yep, she was still holding out there too at the end of all of this. The score next door, the Basin versus Condobolin's just gone 8-6 by the looks. As Karen Murphy looks to disturb things a bit down there, and as sadly I think knocked another Engadine bowl in. So holding 2 there now, right in front of Jack. Small, tiny little target, and probably just looking to draw near it without making too much of a target or a ledge, as the experienced players were calling it yesterday.
Taken by Anne. Just looking to get in there without making anything that Karen can use. She might be trying to smack onto that one and get the edge in.
Yeah, I think looks like she's trying to have a crack, or
Although,
being called to have a crack. Whose ball is that down in the bottom left there?
There's a bit of danger there if she does rip that one out, because they've got not that much else close.
Yeah. Well.
Well, that's Ellen's bowl come across.
Luck's of fortune. There's Ellen's bowl just rolling across and moving Jack. But look, it's a target there for Anne, and she's pretty accurate. So. I'm not entirely sure that's what Karen was aiming at. It worked, but all Anne has to do now is come through and move that through, and there are a few. She should make good milkshakes at this club.
Yeah, the staff here are pretty on point. Every morning we go upstairs and we have our coffees ready for us.
Yeah, I've been well looked after here. Everyone has, and here comes Anne. Oh, she's kicked that one out. Was looking for Ellen's bowl, but one more to Cabra.
Seems like it's gone the other way today. Going away from the club, the forehand has been the wide hand.
Yeah, the wide hand. Yeah, I didn't agree with that.
Yeah, it's actually looks like it's tightened up a fraction, and both hands are relatively the same.
Mm.
Zone triples. It's covered by zone events. So you're not running junior championships, are you? Okay, so if you're running the 23-24 junior championship, doesn't matter because they're not going to qualify for state. So it's not an association event, do as you like. Alright, no worries. Cheers. Bye.
Definitely not getting that swing that the bowls were getting earlier in the day. The moisture's probably popped up from after all the rolling and the sun coming out, so we'd usually see those bowls slowly ripping away on a line like that, but holding up quite well at the moment.
Well, it wasn't the heavy roller on this morning, was it? It was Sean.
It was Sean with the heavy roller, so...
Oh, well, there we go. Trying to smooth out Corey's divots.
Haven't noticed them at all, anywhere, except on this rink, rink 10, and rink 12.
Great bowl there. See if I can make everyone seasick. So Elon's just under the line required there.
Again, talking about finishing in good areas. This stage, there's only two places that Jack will go.
That's one of them.
Hard right, hard left, depending on if you bowl onto Jack or Jack clean.
Well, not a bad effort. Can you see the shot bowl going clean? It's a chance.
It is a chance. I dare say if get probably a fraction of Jack.
One's just slightly undercooked, this one. And calling for the cover.
Predicting the future, I think.
So, Matty, you're going to play club championships tomorrow afternoon?
Yeah, I've been meaning to talk to you about that, Andrew. I think I usually play all my club championships on this rink, so if you guys are happy to move the live streaming, that'd be handy, but...
I thought we'd just stream your game.
Oh, you don't want to do that?
Either that or you're going to have an away game.
Yeah, it's all right. We'll go down the boondocks out the back on green 3 that isn't in use for tomorrow's games. But
well, it's tomorrow afternoon. I thought you guys would... we'll only have 4 rinks in operation tomorrow afternoon.
I'm sure Kay and the team are happy to work in with you if you're happy to give up a couple of rinks on the same green as the state championships.
Oh, we've left it up to you. You can use the other 4 on green 1 or 4 on green 2.
Either way, I think it's going to be a home ground advantage.
Okay, Karen, I think she's got 2 seconds. Close to it. She's got bowls just behind. I think she'll be just reaching up on that forehand, trying to just get a roll out of the white bowl, or just to push that Jack through the hole back to Ellen.
Just sit and stay weight, I think, trying to optimise the amount of shots possible.
chance. Oh, that bowl from Mel Blumore turned out to be very well directed. They really do need another one in there now, don't they? Because Kaz can play very much the same sort of shot on the backhand now. Take the place of the orange one or that jack.
I think Anne's trying to play the harder shot of the two. Trying to get the gap just to hide her bowl if she does make a counter.
Not going to find the hole. And we do have Ellen Faulkner's bowl just under the Wiseman Park logo to the back right of screen. Do you think she's just under the line she needs?
She might get a bit of a lucky result here.
And too much of a kiss.
Back to the open hand, I think, for Anne now. Just trying to add another.
I think that probably easier line to the jack to count. Don't think she'll be trying to draw to the jack anyway, but
just beating that white ball I think is the safest option here. You don't want too much movement on the jack.
Well,
doesn't get much better than that.
No. 2 shots.
Having a bit of a team huddle at the moment, trying to find out what best jack length to get some kind of an advantage at the moment. It's good to see the leads and seconds getting in on it too. Most of the time the decision's made from the third and skip, but tight-knit teams tend to find out what the lead's most comfortable with, and also there might be something that somebody hasn't seen, so it's good to get four heads as opposed to 2 making these kind of decisions.
Well, in-depth discussion.
I think I saw a Matt back and short. Matt up and short.
Well, critical to nail this one, I think. Made a dramatic change to length. That's a good start. Just behind.
As well as you don't want to leave a bowl jack high without being a toucher in this situation either. So on a short length, it's very easy for the jack to players to get aggressive early.
Well, the short length really does invite that just over the draw trail for a foot or 2 line.
It's good opening bowls from Becklord there.
Well, pretty well down from Jamie as well. Just turns her own in and sits behind. 1 and the best 2 at the back as well. Pretty good combination. Would that one keep a Carl happy?
Carl would be definitely happy with those last 2 bowls. Anything past Jack is never wasted, so...
Oh, who's the cranky skipper here at Figgy? That must be you.
Oh, it's got to be me. Actually, might have to find that one out from Kay when she gets back, because I don't think I'm an angry skipper, but I'm sure Kay would know better than I would.
Maybe Kay is the angry third's the answer.
Yeah, I think there might be a happy medium between the two of us there. She's very competitive. Gets me out of a lot of trouble though, Kay. It's very handy to have Kay here with us at Fig Tree Sports, Kay Moran.
Oh, that was a good bowl from Jocelyn Heyman. Dropped in for shot. Helen Faulkner will finish in behind again.
Definitely say the advantage at the moment is for Engadine. I mean, landing that bowl through definitely cuts down a lot of angles.
It's just behind, so you've got the advantage that you're just reaching it. You miss wide is not too bad. That's probably not what was ideal. Definitely would have been better off being just a tad heavy and a tad wide than onto that short bowl. Well, if that's their own, they can afford to turn it as well. Be positive. If you get through the hole between the bowls to the right of Jack, you finish matching that the two Ellen's bowls. Get a couple of rolls out of their own. Oh,
that's a touch of that one.
It's both good and bad. It's opened up the backhand side. We'll see Ellen be positive. Got a couple of chances here.
That last one at Ellen's has locked that Engadine bowl into the head, so Karen could probably play a fraction more confident now, knowing that if she does land that white bowl, it'll stick around, or if she gets that jack straight through. I think Anne would more than likely be trying to play a similar line with probably a little bit less weight.
Anne might try and just draw forehand down to the guitar logo, Bowls New South Wales logo, the guitar pick. Get to the bottom of that, you're covering the back, and any shoot of the jack through there, you'll have shot.
Doesn't get much better than that for a backward.
Not sure whose bowl that is they've turned over. I've got a feeling.
I think it might be Beck Lord's.
Yeah, it sort of looks grey on shot, but the mostly white bowls are both Engadine, lead and second. Is it going to get down quickly enough? No.
You've been reading these comments, Matty?
No, I haven't. I need to get back on the ball with that.
3 shots to Engadine.
Cameron's commented, Matty is a delight as a skip. His third's a bit dodgy though. I don't know about that one. I think you save me more than I save you these days.
Cameron, hope she's feeling well at the moment. Had a bit of a week.
Been a big few weeks for Kay. I think it may have just all caught up, unfortunately, but she'll be back fighting fit. She's probably one of the fittest people I know, so
yeah,
if anybody can bounce back, it's Kay.
Peter Thornton would love to be your lead, mate. He'd surprise you every end with a different length of jack, he says.
We were talking, and I asked if Matty was the cranky skipper here at Victory.
I've been told I don't show any emotion on a bowling green, so I think it was you that might have even said that, Ben.
I've said that before, yep. Pretty emotionless at the AO. I took a really good photo of you at the AO, actually. I don't know if you saw that one. I'll have to look it up.
Just holding in the fear, I think. That's all it was. We've spoken about it a lot, Peter Thornton. We'll have to definitely have a game at some point, but I'll throw the jack, mate, just so we get him in the right spot.
Sorry, my mate Andrew's made me a cup of tea, and I'm very excited. I actually haven't had a good cup of tea in a few weeks. A couple of weeks since we've been here, actually. I've been meaning to make... You did bring the whole tea kit, and if anyone's ever... I would love to be able to post photos in the live stream, but Andrew Lynn doesn't have a cup of tea. He has a bucket.
It is a bucket, isn't it?
It's a small one.
It is. The one he's got at work is a huge cup. It's great. In the office.
The T-Rex.
There we are. That's they're all behind. I did mean to duck upstairs and see what the weather's like at the moment. It looks nice and bright, but everyone's still got their jackets on. Well, most of them.
I might get up and have a look for you, mate, because I might go grab a jumper myself.
Sounds good. Yeah, it's getting cold down in the bunker here, isn't it?
It is. I'll be back shortly.
So yeah, all a little bit loose up there, right up until Ellen Faulkner turns up and just does that, and just Ellen doing Ellen things. And Anne looking now for some coverage. It's just going to... I think Sebastian Jocelyn's bowled in a little bit, just a little bit rolled it up. Didn't quite get there where she wanted to. Now I think Ellen Ryan will try to play a similar shot, I'd suggest. They'll be aiming at the same thing. Yep, just a little short to drop into the gap, which is what she wanted to do. It is cold in here. Is the aircon on? What's going on? I haven't had... This is the coldest I've been in this little bunker.
We don't have aircon, so no, it's not on.
Someone's turned something on. It's bloody freezing.
I think the breeze is just coming from a different angle. It's coming straight down the stairs and straight in the door, which is why I keep pushing the door shut, but the wind just blew it open.
Well, so Ellen Ryan here looking to did add a little bit of weight. We'll just look to bash her own. Oh, it's rolled it over. I don't know if it's affected the score. It may have been another one. So Cabra probably holding 2 here. beautiful, beautiful, beautiful cup of tea, everybody. It's good for the soul, I tell you. Ooh. There's well,
just a reminder, our New South Wales versus Victoria Test Series. We'll be streaming those games. Jump on the Bowls New South Wales website. We'll be down at Warilla Bowls for that about a week's time.
Yeah, a week's time. I feel like I've been in the Illawarra and the Wollongong region for a while now. I'm going to tell you that it's been magnificent. Changed my accommodation last night. Just running through a bit. So there's 2. Yeah, changed my accommodation. I'm staying. That was 3. 3 fingers Ellen just held up. So away they go again. 9 shots up after 11.
4 to 6th of August for the Open Test Series and 7th and 8th.
That's it. Like I said, been in and around Wollongong for the last couple of weeks, and it's been great. Great place. I'm staying in more closer to North Beach in Wollongong now, and that's a beautiful little area. One of my favourite Mexican restaurants is in there, so I was pretty happy to be near it last night.
There's quite a few little places in and around Wollongong that have got quite a good reputation. You might be able to go and walk along the Blue Mile, get fish and chips by the beach tonight. Maybe.
We'll see what I do. I've eaten... I think I'm just looking for a big plate of vegetables at the moment. Good luck, Club Tumut ladies from Maureen Dowling. Good to see you here, mate. As the day goes on, we usually get a lot more viewers, and no exception today is the viewer count keeps climbing and climbing. We're glad you're here. We love to have you on the stream. You can actually see on the camera eyes. That's a great shot by Jamie Lee Warstock. Was it Beck?
Yep.
Sorry, we couldn't see because of the contrast. Yeah, well done, Beck. Finding her range. He's one heck of a bowler. Yeah, look up and down the green on the left-hand side there in the top left of the screen. You can see how many people are actually here at the moment. It's a huge turnout for this club for these days.
Also a reminder, if you started bowling after the 1st of April 2019 and you haven't already played 2 lots of state rookies, entries now open. And look, we do realise that the online calendar says that the pairs is being played first, but we did make a little switcheroo there so that players want to play in the pairs and needed to find a partner, they can get together over the singles as well. The pairs entries will close straight after the singles is played. Will make us have a little scramble to get some draws out quickly, but I think we can manage that.
Yeah, it's a great competition. The rookies, I loved it when I played in it. There was meeting some good people and having a really good contest against some new ones. We get to, from an admin point of view, see some really good talent coming through as well as in the early stages.
Yeah, short, sharp format for the rookies, 17 up in the singles, and 12 ends of 3-bowl pairs. Straight into all the games. And the state finals will be played at the Hangar, home of the Raymond Terrace Jets.
Raymond Terrace of all places.
Raymond Terrace came on board with the first time Bowls New South Wales held the state rookies. They came on board as a supporter and they've been with us ever since for that finals. They've made themselves synonymous with the rookies finals, and often proves to be the sensational venue because it doesn't matter when it rains. The two undercover greens just gives a great atmosphere as well.
It looks like one of the guys I got into bowls and helped coach a bit, Gus. Gus will be here for the rookies next year. That'll be great. I mean, I'm glad to have you, mate. I'll come up to Raymond Terrace with you and watch.
Dare say you'll be at Raymond Terrace anyway.
Oh, okay. Sounds even better.
You'll be pushing some buttons. It is one of the events we do stream.
Now Raymond Terrace on the line here. Love hosting the rookies. Good on you guys. We're glad you are.
Well, Ben, I did go upstairs.
Oop, hang on a second. We'll just turn Matty up. He started talking. Go ahead.
Well, Ben, I did go upstairs and have a look, and the flags are definitely flapping up there, so there's a bit of breeze today.
Oh, yeah, the shadows, yeah.
Yeah, first time in the event that probably had to contend with the wind, I'd say. The dews have been the number one thing to work around is the heavy dews of a morning. It's been quite cold, and but this breeze has definitely stopped any dews today, but the wind is slowly picking up.
So another really tight head here. After Jamie Lee moved the jack across off the line, I'm sorry I said I've done that again. It's not true. That was Beck that did it. I'll give credit to the right person there. It's been a bit, very, very close.
Well, my weather app is set to the airport just around the corner from my house, 20 minutes down the road, but be pretty close. No warnings for this area today.
No, nothing at all. Just
apparently at the moment it's 19.1 degrees, but feels like 15.1.
The famous feels like guy.
No rain, partly cloudy. 9 to 23.
We've spoken to people before in commentaries talk about the feels like guy. When the bomb comes out and says, "Oh yeah, it's 20 degrees, feels like 15." I wonder if they're calling someone to stick their head out the window.
Oh no, the feels like is a combination of humidity, wind, and ambient temperature.
Yeah, undoubtedly correct. I just thought it was funny. Yeah, wind gusts up to 11 knots. That's nothing.
19 kilometres an hour, 20 kilometre gust, 49% humidity. 90% chance of no rain. Wollongong area, partly cloudy, winds north to northwesterly 30 to 40 kilometres an hour, becoming northerly 20 to 30 kilometres an hour in the morning, then turning westerly in the middle of the day with a moderate fire danger rating. Sunrise 6:50 a.m, 6:55, and sunset 5:13.
Would have been close to finishing in the dark yesterday. I had to leave a little bit early, but
yeah.
So
that game
the lights
going
on.
now. The lights on. Yeah, that game just kept going. It was brilliant.
I was talking to somebody this morning. They thought that the final end in the men's pairs went for about 15 minutes.
Oh, they were talking. They were having conferences up with both teams. It was that important. The
didn't go out and give
shot and
cups of tea there, Andrew.
No.
Great shot, and look at that. 2 to Engadine so far. 3. So
shots.
That's a turnaround. We like to see that. I want these games nice and close, just to keep it interesting for you. We've had nothing but luck at the moment since nothing but luck so far on these live stream games with some of the great ones. Last night was brilliant, and it did. Yeah, finished about 5:15, 20 past 5, something like that.
The midway point now, and it's still anybody's game. I think Cabra's coming out of the box early, but the Engadine ladies have definitely started to get a lot more consistency in their jack rolling has been quite good. So if Beck gets them in early for them, I think could be a close finish at the end.
Mm.
bet here St George's Basin fans would be delighting. They were pulling multiple bowls out of the head there.
I was actually looking at that and then wondering waiting for the score to go around the bottom. My spreadsheet doesn't seem to have the fours on it for some reason, but
oh, you just can't find it. You got to click the button and go further left.
But absolutely fantastic. The Basin looking there. They had teams. I just couldn't see the opposition score. The Condolban ones.
Just want to do a quick shout out to an old friend of mine who's walked away with the Open Reserve Pairs win yesterday. Dale Jeffrey from little small club on the mid north coast, Stewart's Point. Congratulations, mate. It was great to catch up with you after 15 years. I watched a couple of ends of your game and you played absolutely amazing. Full credit to you and Alan on your win yesterday.
Yeah, well done. Well, Jocelyn, finding a range there. She's starting to dial it in. Those nerves I spoke about early on didn't show up. Aren't showing up as much now, especially. But Ellen Faulkner not letting her get away with that. Didn't quite belly it, but probably took the shot. So pretty tight around here. Jocelyn and Ellen Faulkner are having a pretty good battle there in second. It actually seems to be them running around and around. Just as I see a bloke called Matty Miles jumping on the stream.
Just wanted to make sure I didn't miss anything while the screens were occupied. Yeah, a lot of people don't realise how important the second position is. I mean, you've got to have pretty critical weight all the time as a second. If you're not trying to draw it cold, you're making sure you're getting those backwards in, missing in the right areas.
Yeah, I find playing second suits my nature a little bit. I'm not bad on a jack roll, but I'm not as good at drawing to a bare jack as I am bowling to other bowls or things like that. So and I've got a heavy shot as well, so I quite like playing second. If I'm not playing third, I'm probably not a great skip yet either. Still don't have the experience for it. But yeah,
there still needs to be plenty of specialist leads around, mate. A lot of people get a bit caught up on wanting to play skip a bit too early. I've always found that the best way to hone your game in is to master one position the best you can and then move on to the next one, as opposed to looking at ripping and tearing through those jacks too early in your career.
Like I said, I really enjoy playing second in the higher levels. It's again, it suits me a little bit. I think it's an important spot, an important position. If you got to be there to back up your lead, just to help them out, and if they're doing well, just to make it easier for them, the third and the skip to get through. So the front end and the back end combinations, or the forwards and the backs, as we call them down at Husky. But yeah, you're right, Gus. The seconds are having a battle. They're both playing really well. little underrated there was Melinda Bloomer's shot as well, by the way. Just replacing Jocelyn next to the jack and pushing it back in a really important position. It was a very nice shot. And, it's pretty open now for the skippers. And it's coming through pretty quick here. Not entirely sure what that was for. There's one at the back, but that's about all.
I think landing the bowler, if side cutting the jack into that left-hand corner, would have probably given them a pretty comfortable 3. Also, that orange bowl is quite hidden. So
Karen Murphy, great shot. Just around that front bowl and sitting there next to Jocelyn at the back or just in front of it. That's the most interesting magic finger cross-hand measurement technique I've ever seen. That's weird. Cross at the wrists.
Quite quick too. Must have very good eyes.
I've got to say, Matty, you've got the staff here trained very, very well.
Right. I was about to comment on that too. just
body just appeared around and a coffee plonked in front of you. Very delicately plonked, but
got to look after the battling second-year apprentice, mate.
And just ran through pretty heavy there and missed a lot. So, fairly easy shot. I've got it's the great compliments here from Clive Robertson, by the way, one of the guys I play with down at Huskerson and previously at the Basin, saying that my weighted shot has a Richter scale. Yeah, it's the joys of playing with big bowls, buddy. And, that'll do. From Karen Murphy by the looks, so they're going to move out at least 2. I've been doing a very smart thing. I do see, it's just 2.
I don't know, Benny. I think the albatross once said to me, "You're only trying to hit the bowl, not break it."
Nope, I don't agree with that. Albatross seems like a smart dude, but that's...
You've got big white bowls, haven't you, Ben?
Yeah.
Do you find you have to clean them a lot?
Yep. So that's right, that's what dishwashers are for.
You miss too often then.
Oh no, they pick up, so I found that, I don't know what Henselite bowls are made of, but I tend to pick up pieces of Henselite bowls. So if I hit, and tailors, so if I hit them, I'll get little spots on my bowls of the colour of the bowl I've hit. It doesn't happen to arrows. I don't know why.
You must use arrows, do you?
I use arrows, yeah. I've just picked up a set of Henselites. Just bought a set. They'll be delivered in the next few weeks. A couple of set of XGs.
You picked me for a Tiger 2's bowler.
Just XGs. I'll get some wide ones at some point. I'll get skilled enough to do that, but I'll stick with the XGs for now. Dynamics, I've got aerodynamics, pure white, and the XGs I'm getting a pitch black. So, but they'll look exactly the same, except opposite colours.
Same logo?
Same logo. My little face.
How'd the face come about?
I've been drawing that little thing since I was a kid. I think I get the feeling it was like a copy. I was reading Calvin and Hobbes, I assume. And when I was a little kid, I just draw that. And now I draw it everywhere. When my wife was a teacher, I used to visit the classrooms and draw it on the board, and the kids would come in and go, "Oh, he's been here again," get very excited by it and things like that. Now I've got it tattooed on both legs, and and it's on my bowls. My own little logo.
Very impressive. I'm still struggling to draw a seagull, and that's only a really dodgy M, so...
A flattened M, yeah. So, I do, Gus saying there, Ben's bowls, your backboard sounded like it cracks. I'm not the only one, by the way. There's a couple of, I know a lot of really heavy shot bowlers. Well, Bo Prideaux yesterday was really showing us that he's a big shot player as well. That's a, well done, Beck. Just kicking off the line.
First time the jack's really been moved out into the corner of the rink, so it'll be interesting to see how the different teams play this end out, because at the moment there's a definitely an advantage for looking to get that jack first into the ditch or land a bowl. So
yeah. Well, Paul Gus, sadly, is saying here people stand on the bank to avoid broken ankles when I throw them down. Gus knows that I've actually hit him fairly close to the groin with a jack as he stood on the bank to get out of the way of my bowl, so nowhere safe. Run away. Oh, wow. Rounds of applause all round up there. That's a great shot by Jocelyn. She's having some kind of game. Jocelyn, after a couple of ends where, like you said, like we were discussing, just a bit of nerves, but right now she's the killer.
So if you have just joined us, we're here pressing play on the 2022-23 New South Wales State Championship Finals, coming to you live from Fig Tree Sports, courtesy of Destination Wollongong. We do thank our event partners, Wollongong City Council, Destination Wollongong, Fig Tree Sports, Troji Park Bowls and Recreation Club, Wiseman Park, Wollongong City, and TAB. And chance for you to win a set of bowls tomorrow afternoon, coinciding with the fours semi-finals, Saturday afternoon, 12 till 2, I think, the activation time.
Does sound right, Andrew, yes. I think yesterday's winner of, not the overall, but the daily challenge was our third greenkeeper here, Jack Williams. So I think he had about 300 mil from the jack.
Yeah, it was good.
I think that's the only reason he turns up of a morning, just to have a crack for that set of bowls. Loves it.
Yep. Oh, he's got a good delivery on it too. I was taking some photos of you guys playing yesterday. It was good.
Actually, the daily prize pack's not a bad little deal anyway. It's got a nice looking cap from TAB in it, a water bottle that Benny was eyeing off the little towels in there.
I like the towel, yeah, the towel worked.
Some other bits and pieces, and apparently the club's put a voucher in there as well.
So Philip Lovke, a mate of mine, had a set of white arrows. He put them in the oven to warm them up, left them too long, and ended up with a set of brown arrows. Well, might have had them too hot too. If he's doing that, it's pretty hard to melt that stuff. It's a heavy compound. I was discussing earlier in the week how I was, in my efforts to try to find a way to recycle old bowls, that there's no one that'll do it. No one will touch them.
Sounds like he might have even been cooking veggies in with his bowls at the time, to be fair.
Roasting some lamb. He's ended up with lamb-flavoured bowls.
Of course, that
bowl across
set of Drake's Pride bowls up for grabs.
Yeah, conquests.
So if you're in the Wollongong City area tomorrow afternoon, make your way down to Fig Tree Sports. You can pop yourself up into the alfresco area, some fantastic meals available as well. Make an afternoon and watch the semi-finals of the State Fours. Have a crack at the TAB closest to the jack. You have to get as close as possible, but not touch.
That's the trick. I got surprised when I had a run at one yesterday. Or the other day, whenever it was, I can't remember now.
Also, too, we're talking about, we do have commemorative T-shirts available for the event, for anybody that is watching the event here live or playing in the event. We have almost sold out. However, I have been informed that if anybody is still interested, you can either give the club a call or pop in and see the girls upstairs, and they will put you on the list and get them sent out to you. We are taking extra orders for anybody that did miss out. So yeah, give us a call or pop upstairs and see the lovely ladies in control of all the uniforms. Thank you.
That was well done, mate.
Thank you, Ben.
Very close here from Kaz. Just gets the edge of Ellen's bowl.
Lots of yelling and screaming happening up there. I can really hear it echoing down the stairs and through the windows up here.
Still 2 to Engadine.
Takes a bit of danger away, though, for Cabramatta there.
Because Bowls New South Wales President Dillis, during presentations yesterday, heaped praise on our host venues for their fantastic efforts in making this a first-class event for the players. I know I've worked very closely with Greg and Peter at Taronji and Wiseman Park, and of course Kay here at Fig Tree.
Just looking for the kick.
We've done lots of work with Paul Mack, what's Paul, the general manager?
The GM here, yes.
Yep.
I was going to elevate him to CEO, but I thought I'd better just check first.
Still haven't managed to get him down here yet. We're going to have a chat, but we missed out on Tim as well. He left before I could get him in.
Yeah, I tried to get Paul down here this morning, actually, but he's well and truly too busy at the moment. He's got plenty on his plate.
Oh, yeah.
Making sure that everything's running smoothly. I think we've got another event on here today at the same in the afternoon, so frantically making sure that we've got enough staff.
Have we really?
Yeah, unfortunately, I think it's a wake.
It's a wake, yeah. We were just talking about the allocation of areas, and we'd make sure that there's a little bit of viewing area left along the edge of the deck, but the deck will be taken up for that function this afternoon. But there will be viewing areas available, so you won't miss out.
One to Engadine.
I think Paul's biggest concern was if he starts talking, he may not stop, so he didn't want to get down here and take up all your time. So he's more than happy to promote the club from upstairs.
He's a passionate guy.
Oh, look, he's a great operator. He makes this place run like clockwork, to be honest, and he's probably the best cleaner in the club. He's always out and about, making sure everything's nice and shiny and place is looking perfect. He doesn't expect anybody to do anything that he wouldn't do. First one here of a morning, making sure the place is tidy for everybody, and then we turn up with almost nothing to do.
Well, you know the boss is serious. I turned up here a little bit before 7, and Paul is out with a bucket and a rag, wiping off the edges of the club there just to get the little bit of dust that settled overnight off. Paul's wiping down the little tables outside and the surfaces.
Look at these lead bowls. Sorry, mate, sorry to interrupt. Jamie Lee Warsnop just there with which is a really nice name to say, actually. It's really flows off the tongue really well. Just with a little touch. Beck had one as well and crossed the other side, but her weight is absolutely dialed in here. And pushing one back, which is the smart option. Well done, Beck.
So I arrived here about 20 to 7 or so, and Marty and the team were getting their stuff organised and wondering what to do, seeing there was no dew to broom off the greens at that time. And Paul and I think one of the other staff are out cleaning up outside as well.
Excuse me, broom off the greens?
Yep.
It's called a dew broom, so it's a oversized broom that you'd find at home, but spans about 1.5 meters wide, and we make sure there's no dew on the greens before we actually send the rollers out. Otherwise we'll be making a real mess of the greens with we call it chaff sitting all over the green and running into bowls. You don't want that. So
it looks like a basic yard broom.
Yeah, I've just pulled a photo of one up on the computer in front of me. Yeah, it's a pretty flash looking thing. I've never seen that before.
It's a lot fancier than what we use, mate, but yes, it is a dew broom.
Saw Matty and Jackson running the dew broom over yesterday. Just dragging it over. It's put 20 minutes or so take you to do a green.
Yeah, you try to make patterns with it just to keep yourself entertained. It's not the worst job out there of a morning. Warms you up pretty quick.
Look at Jocelyn again. Just cracking Ellen's bowl out of there. And then,
that's 2 to Jamie Lee, though.
Yeah, I'm still going to sing Jocelyn's praises. You're right, but it's open again now, and well done. Carmen Plaza saying that dew broom is her transport, not a straw broom. She's gone for the the larger model. It's the family car of the witching world.
The Nimbus 2000.
Yes, Harry Potter fans.
It's a cover bowl there from Ellen, making sure that we've got everything nice and tidy, so if there is any jack movement, there's not going to drop a score anywhere early.
Because I've had a daily conference with Sean and the Greenies every morning to...
Oh, great shot. So, sorry, Andrew, that's bellied that one through.
Yep.
And it looks like Jocelyn on the left. They may be actually holding a number there.
Big number, they're all there.
Yeah, 3 or 4.
Daily conference with Sean and the greenkeepers about which lines to use. They've very kindly avoided using one set of lines because the posts that hold up the shade cloths are bang behind the rink and we can't get the camera in.
But yeah, end up making new ones today for us.
So Maddie's been very kind, saying they put a new line on to move the wear around. They've actually put a new line on so we can get our cameras in and give you good coverage as well.
Ellen Ryan just using Jocelyn's bowl there on the outside and dropping in behind Jack for shot. Fantastic bowl there, as you'd expect from the Australian champion. And now we're looking to, it's usable.
Yeah, I was hoping you didn't bring that up, Ben.
No, not going to mention it. It's fine.
You can talk with your fingers, mate. I'm happy with that.
There's Ellen Ryan's second bowl just running in and probably taking second shot there, but all usable bowls here for Anne to either move up or just miss and through that little window between Jocelyn and Melinda's bowl. Yeah.
Maddie didn't do that.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I was off doing another chore while. We might as well bring it up now.
The double line.
That's not the best line marking we've done during the event, but I always say that it's just a guide. You're playing to the jack, not the line. So
yeah, that's right. The English don't even put lines. It's just us Australians.
Oh, it's well down from
great
Anne.
Shot, and that's exactly what we were talking about.
She's made it a couple, 3 even.
Yep, just used those front bowls a little bit. Was either going between them or just getting the little rub off there and managed to push Jack across a little bit. That's fantastic shooting, Anne.
Not seeing too many easy options there. There's nothing for tight on this backhand for Karen. She's trying to get a roll out of Ellen's bowl or get to that blue bowl to sneak in for possible shot, or at least second shot.
No, I think you're right. Nothing easy there, but
she hasn't done it too bad here.
I was going to say this is Karen Murphy we're talking about, and 1 to Cabramatta by the looks. Just might have to be Ellen Faulkner's bowl there, surely.
Yeah, that back
look,
one might just sneak in, but I think you're right there.
Depends on how far Kazas has come through. If it's worth a couple, I think it'd be worth the similar sort of shot. Just try and get that belly, roll it 3 or 4 times in between the... Well, I'll call it white, even though there's a speckle in it that makes it look a little grey, and the orange. And stay around for 2 or 3, maybe. Is it going to get down? I think it's just going to hang on a little long.
Yeah, just hung around. So just a draw shot here for Karen Murphy, just to on the backhand to match up Ellen Faulkner's Sydney Swans bowl there on the right hand side. Sure,
it's Swans, not Dragons, is it?
100% Swans. Went and asked her. She's She's a Sydney Swan supporter. Well, she's done enough just to draw Jack instead. That's a shame. Well done, Karen Murphy.
I just find it bizarre that there's an English lady who's an Australian football fan.
No.
I think it might have to do with her home colours, potentially.
Could be, has come across here and decided to be Australian and not follow that silly Englishman's game.
Well, I think the red and white might be the English colours, actually.
Yeah, well.
You can live to dream, mate.
They might have just been the Swans logo available at the time. They weren't. After all, no one in New South Wales follows that funny game they play in Victoria, do they?
It's the Australian game, mate. Un-Australian not to.
Aerial ping pong, as some would refer
soft.
to
it. I don't think the Swans are playing tonight. I think it's this weekend. I can't remember who they're playing. It'll be fun. I haven't put my tips in either. Still leading the, coming second, now in the Bowls Australia tipping comp. The Jamie Lee Warsnop bringing the the mat right back and the Jack nice and short. Seems to be the favoured option here at the moment for the Jackaroos and the high performance teams. You can really see actually on that last shot, that one there, you can really see the lines down the green of the two links they've been playing. The bowlers just making art on the greens. Beck Lord, first one going back, good tactically. As Maddie said, the Jack hasn't really stayed in one position long. There's some good people here watching now. Richard Cater, Ray Pearce on the line, Brett Hughes. He'll be here shortly, actually, after the fours, the mixed pairs, isn't it?
Yeah, we're looking forward to having Brett on the live stream.
Yeah, I can't wait for that. That'll be fun.
He's got to be nice to us, so we'll be nice to him.
Always nice to Brett. He's a good man. JT, Jamie Turner, Darren Walsh. Good to see you all here, guys. Once again, Bowls Tragics. Dave Thomas, Cross Country Ballet. Yep, fair enough. That's... I don't mind that one. It takes skill to do ballet. I'm not firing any NRL jokes out here. I'm in an NRL state and I'll just get flogged.
NRL jokes, isn't that the West Tigers?
Oh, I don't know, actually. So Jocelyn, who's been absolutely on point for this, just looks like she's dropping a little bit short for this one. There's one bowl each near the Jack for the two leads, and Faulkner there sitting right on the line in front of Jack. And just looking to promote that bowl, I think Ellen Wasbert's put it in a really good spot. I think she's actually nailed it as well.
I'll give a shout out to John Roberts, and not the Ettalong one, the Melbourne one. He's in Singapore.
Oh.
He's off to conduct some training for Bowls Singapore. They recognise that the training system for officials in Australia is pretty good, and that JR's not too bad.
Sorry.
But you're talking about weather. He's gone from 3 degrees in Melbourne. It's 34 degrees in Singapore for him. Enjoy, JR.
John Roberts, yeah. But just as you were talking about that, Jocelyn came round and talked about being on point. Hit Jack, was very unfortunate to knock it back onto her own bowl. Excuse me, onto her leads bowl, and then back to Jamie's bowl. So I think they're one down now. But in a good spot.
She hasn't done too much wrong today, has she? She's been pretty solid for the Engadine girls.
She's the one I'm seeing the most, I think, with the more exciting bowls, the ones she's putting down more accurately. Look, don't get me wrong. Ann Johns and Karen Murphy are doing an amazing job, but I think the battle within the battle is between the seconds at the moment. We're just noting the lines down the green. You can see the two links they've been playing quite distinctly with the dew lines, or the moisture lines, or whatever that. What do you call them? I don't know. The rink trails. We could make a conspiracy about them.
Yeah, you probably come up with something for that one, Ben. I don't think we've got a name for that.
Yeah, right. I'll think of something cool.
It's hard not to get caught up in trying to use those lines if you're somebody that looks at the bank to pick your line, and then you start to try and follow the lines as opposed to going back to your normal delivery. I know I get caught up in it a little bit and try to put it out of my mind, but when you can visualise something a little bit easier on the green, it's hard to get away from it.
Exactly right. Well, there's Ellen Ryan. Just there's two Ellens on the green. I keep getting confused in their nicknames. I'll just say Ellen. Has put her backhand bowl really close, just beyond Jack high. That's where Jack will go if with a light tap. With a heavier tap, it'll die. But, this is a pretty accurate bowl here. There goes Jack. Punched it all the way back. Well, that's Ellen Ryan again. But a great shot, and Jack suddenly right out in the open.
I think we need to start calling them Ellen 2 and Ellen 3 in their positions.
We just call them L1 and L2.
Back on the PlayStation, are we?
I miss my PlayStation.
I was a Nintendo boy, 64.
I started on an NES. That's how old I am. I had an original. I've had every PlayStation. I've still got a 2, a 3, and a 4, and a 5 now.
Wet behind the ears.
Oh, you're talking about Commodore 64, is that where we're going? Or
when you had an Atari, you were the bee's knees.
My cousins had an Atari, we had the NES, so we used to...
No, the original Atari.
I know the original Atari, yeah, back in the day, the old cartridges. I've actually got an emulator for that now at home. Play the old games on it.
I don't know what half those words are you just said, but it sounded like it was a fun time for you.
I remember when Space Invaders was the first game out after Pong.
After Pong,
Pong was out. That was this marvel, this computer game you could play.
Just showing Matty the photos of the original console gaming system. It was called an Atari, and it was 8-bit, just crazy little thing. Had no memory. You just plug the game in, so little cartridges. That's going back a bit, but yeah, a PlayStation 5 kicks that thing's bottom now.
Looks like a set-top box to me, mate.
A set-top box from the 80s.
I remember when a remote control for the TV was actually, the kids had to get up and change the channel, and you had a choice of 2.
Yeah, I think my dad actually called me a remote control for a good 2 weeks at one point. Here comes Anne looking to match that one up. Jack's a long way away, pretty close to the line even. So let's see what comes out of this. Well, the Cabra ladies put their hands up. I assume it's just one.
It's hard with the light, but it looked like 1 to Cabramatta for that one.
2.
2, was it?
24-13 after 16 ends.
I know.
It's been quite noticeable of how many teams on this TV rink have decided to go quite short during the event. I know there's been a lot of traction up around the tee marks, and I think there's a little bit extra pace up around the tee as well. So I know, talking to a few leads after the games, they have been saying that it's really hard to keep the jack on when you're trying to throw it to the tee. So
yeah, I've heard that too, where the players' standings become quite compacted, as exactly what you'd expect after a lot of play and a lot of players walking up and down all day.
The funny thing is, by putting the mat on the tee, they're perpetuating that.
Good irony, yep.
I don't think they're thinking about the greenkeepers while they're playing, Andrew.
No.
Yeah, you're a poor, neglected lot.
Great opening bowls there from Jamie Lee.
Well, speaking of greenkeepers, the Bowls New South Wales Legends versus the Greenkeepers match is on again this year. after a couple of years of hiatus. So those in the eligibility range for the Legends were getting something soon to ask if they want to have a game. I imagine you'll be having a game for the Turf Craftsman there.
Don't quote me on this, but I have been told I'm actually ineligible at the moment due to still having state commitments. But I don't know. I am very interested when the time comes to play with the greenkeepers. They sound like they have a absolute ball.
You're certainly not allowed to play for the Legends.
I probably never will, mate. I don't think I'll fall into that category.
You'll qualify for the Legends having had a game for the state or two.
So what is the eligibility criteria for a Legend?
Look, it's usually opened up for those ex-state representatives.
Oh, yeah.
We've had a few burglars get in who probably don't quite qualify for that, but they were available and a couple of people were unable to come at the last minute. So Kenny Forbes got a run one year. Certainly Kenny might be handy at times, but not quite a state bowler. Makes a good cup of tea. Well, Jamie Lee has nailed the jack on this end again, just a little bit under from Jocelyn. Well, do we call Ellen Ryan the Queen of the Green? ER? The initials of the former Queen of England? ER?
She'll probably get away with it, I'd say.
So Els has just covered up the bowls there from Engadine. It's a pretty handy home. Mel Bluemore will be coming down on her forehand. Looking to load this head up, I'd say. Well, it's split the two Cabramatta bowls there. Not a bad result. I think it's still... well, maybe 2 or 3 to Cabra as this hand stands. And the scoreline indicates that Cabramatta has just had the better of this. You've always felt that Engadine's in this game, but that Cabramatta has just that edge of control.
Might just be the fraction more consistency, I think. Has been the difference, because there's been some great bowls played. I think just having a fraction tighter heads might be the difference for Cabramatta at the moment. But I mean, there's still 5 ends left. Anything can happen. We've seen some amazing comebacks during this event already, especially in the men's singles. That was
well, Cabra picked up a 6 on the second end. We take 6 off that score, and all of a sudden it's a lot tighter. So that's a huge thing. I always said the big numbers are the ones that hurt.
You always look back on the big numbers, don't you?
Yeah, I think I said before that sometimes for a score like this, 24-13, what actually looks like a close game is just 5% extra, just 5% better. Not a huge amount, but over time that 5% blows right out, essentially. So while it looks like a blowout on the scoreboard at the moment, being 11 shots after 16 ends, it just hasn't been that kind of game at all. Engadine ladies played pretty good bowls, but oh goodness, slamming doors happening around. The wind's just kicking up, I think, and just that extra couple of percent better, the Cabra team.
But apart from the 6, we haven't had any.
I think there was a 4 in there at one point.
There's a 4 to Karen. There's a few 3s here and there, but it's just been that Cabramatta, after that 6 and getting the lead, has just they won a few more ends and just pushed ahead a little bit.
Yeah, there's breeze kicking up out there now. We're starting to hear it. Players are getting moved around. Doors are opening, keys are rattling. It's going to be the first day I think I'm going to be really grateful for being down in the bunker.
You can see Ellen's hair's blowing around quite a lot now. I think it's really come out of nowhere, hasn't it?
Yeah, that's right. That was a big gust. I'll just jump up and have a look actually.
So it's 1 to... who's rolling the jack? It's a better question.
That'll be...
It was
Jamie
Cabramatta.
Lee.
Another 1 to Cabra. Just that little push forward again.
Again, a lot of the momentum's coming back to that jack roll. Jamie Lee's been pretty lethal with those short end jack rolls.
Well, Matt, how many games have you played where you think, wow, we're that far in front of the board, yet we don't seem to have been in control that much? Or games where you felt like you've been in control all game and then you look at the board and think, well, we're only 2 in front.
It's amazing sometimes you feel like you've got all the momentum in the world and you look at the scoreboard and you're actually trailing by a few shots. I mean, it's one of those games, you can be playing good bowls, sometimes you can probably play too good and you're opening yourself up for the opposition to land your bowls and trail the jack away from your good bowls. So sometimes it doesn't pay to always be drawing touches. Sometimes, depending on who you're playing, you might be playing against somebody that has an amazing whack in their game. So sometimes leaving those, like your best bowls could be a foot away from the jack as opposed to front touches, because at least there's gaps for the big hitters to miss.
Yeah, look, I know I played a couple of club games, club championships, where I actually felt the opposition drew better than we did. But we've had a comfortable win because we managed to play a couple of conversion shots when it counted. And that's the thing, you might not have played... You might play a game where your opposition plays 30 or 40 or 50 effective bowls and you play 15, but you played the 15 when you've converted to make a 3 or a 4 or save shots.
Well, as a skip, sometimes you don't have to play amazing bowls the whole game to win games. You just have to play them when they're needed. So you might only play 5 or 6 good bowls on a day where you're struggling, but those 5 or 6 shots might have been the difference of trailing the jack or making a score. So sometimes you don't have to play perfect bowls all the time to run away with a win. You just got to play them at the right times.
So just come back. I've just spoken to some of the players up there. They're getting gusts, but overall, it's the wind isn't too bad. It looks like a gust kicking up there now, but it's not affecting the bowls. It's still quite warm, and beautiful conditions out there. For the basin people that are watching next door, it's they've kicked away a little bit. They're 21-9 now on that side after 14. Once again, it's hard for a simple man like me, Matty, to walk up there and get a little bit starstruck by the people we were able to watch here playing bowls. That's an amazing team, the Cabramatta, and then on this side with Anne and Beck Lord, pretty well known. And now I know the names of Jocelyn Heyman and Melinda Bloomer, because, well, I can tell you now, Jocelyn's having some kind of game out there still.
Jocelyn and Belinda, they've definitely earned their spot to be on these greens. They've both played some great bowls. Just the conversions have been the difference in this match, especially in the early part of the game.
Oh, there's a big gust. We can feel the wind whipping around. It opens the door and even comes through the vents where we've got the cable sticking through this. Every gust, and it's a cold breeze.
We're almost down the locker room here, and we can see the few of the open locker room doors moving around, so there is a bit of breeze down here.
Yeah, my knees are starting to feel it. You're wearing long pants now. I think Andrew is too. I'm still in my silly shorts.
I think the problem is that just the angle of the wind is hitting the gangway, down to the bunker, and it's just funneling the wind down to us.
The gangway. Yeah, so the breeze is popping through from right to left where that van or the scoreboard there is now on the screen. Sorry, my apologies, where the Figgy Sports sign down towards the bottom left-hand corner. And, well, from our perspective, straight down the channel. But, yeah, look, that's an interesting spot for it to come because there is the bungalow there, or the cabana there.
Cabana.
And there's a gap between the alfresco and the cabana, and that could create a little bit of a wind tunnel there too at times. Do you think?
I think so. I think a bit extra weight was needed for that shot. It's that last bowler, Kaz, has definitely changed the angles up for Anne there, so probably not the ideal weight she wanted to play, but
oh, hello, Karen.
I think she plays for Cabra Bowls. What do you reckon? Kaz's weight's been unbelievable.
She's incredible. Just been incredible. Just an amazing bowler.
I think Ian's starting to look for ways to make a few scores, being in the championship ends of the match now. I don't think winning the end with ones and twos is going to be much of an advantage. I think she's
12 behind with 4 to play.
Looking for a few, I wouldn't say lucky results, but chances of more weight to make results. Looks like there's a chance of just a dead draw cold for the shot, but maybe working in off a wing bowl to change the angles up to drag the jack across to that blue and orange out to the side there could be a potential option.
Yeah, you could play a brilliant draw shot, get 1, but you're still 11 shots behind with 3 to play then. So she's pulled the trigger.
Yep. Accurate too, straight into Karen's bowl.
Oh.
Rattled a few things around.
A big rattle, but no banana.
No cookie. I think that was 1, maybe 2, but I didn't see. It was behind her there, so Pam will put the score up now.
Looking like it could have even been a potential 3, but
2 to Cabramatta. 27-13 after 18 ends.
That's it. So percentage-wise, you'd say she's that's it for Engadine. They're not going to get the win, but look, it's
well, Benny's declared the winner.
Yeah, well, it's I have actually. I'll back myself in there too. But it's important to get those scores. I've been writing the reports every second night for all of the events, and every time we go through the ladders and look at that, the margins are such a big deal. And even Karen did know after winning the pairs like she did, or getting through to the pairs finals like she did.
Well, 2 undefeated teams in the section, and they've got through by dint of 1 slightly bigger win.
That's it. On the last game in the end, essentially. Radhika Prasad, cold wind from Fiji. Bulla Vanaka, glad you're watching too. I love good bowls community building in Fiji, by the way. Good greens in Nandi and in Suva.
Well, Jamie Lee again to right near it. Beck's played pretty well at the lead position. I just feel that Jamie has had just the better of the battle.
Just a little bit, yeah. Probably not early on, but as the game's gone on, I think Beck's not quite. I mean, where did Karen Murphy start playing? No, she started at Shoalhaven Heads. The Murphy family, legendary in Shoalhaven Heads. They have the Murphy bar at the back, which Karen will tell you, and I'll tell you outright now, was named actually more after her dad than her, even though her pictures are up all over the walls down there. And Mum Irene, Irene's been here, and she might actually be here now, sitting in the background. But beautiful family and a well-known bowls family.
Yeah, it's a great tribute to Kaz's dad, that bar. I've played there for the first time probably about 2 months ago, and I was blown away with the size of the club, but also the way that they've put the time and effort into creating something pretty special there for Kaz and her dad and the family.
Yeah, definitely head down to Shoalhaven Heads if you're out and about down that way. Or look at that shot, Ellen Faulkner. But just a great place, a great club, and really run by really good people. And the other thing they have down there is they look after one of the stations for bowls, Great for Brains, which is an organisation that looks after first responders and ex-defence people and dealing with PTSD and everything that goes along with it. And if you want to go down and just have a good fun, a little bit of old school fun, they do like the banter down there and bagging each other out during the games, and then it's all friendly off the pitch. Well, it's still friendly, it's friendly banter. Give it a go. It's one of the great bowls organisations, and they wear a really cool shirt too, by the way.
It is a good shirt, isn't it?
Mm.
Greens are great there too. I think they every week they ask Kaz how she wants them running, and they
so they should. You would as well.
I thought we prepared the green we're on now to Matty's specifications rather than Kaz.
Well, that's for tomorrow, mate. So, well, yeah, I think are you guys going to move that live stream for me, or what's happening there?
I've forgotten. What is happening tomorrow?
I have my club triples on tomorrow,
Perfect.
and for some reason I'm always on this rink. So if you guys are happy to change position of the live stream, or
we'll just live stream that instead of the
Well,
championship.
we'll just go either side.
That's it. So, Melinda Bloomer's just a beautiful shot in there, just rattling things around a bit and sitting in, moving right Ellen Faulkner's bowl out. And here comes Ellen Ryan.
Pretty close.
Oh, touch jack across. That's a clear 2 now. Maybe 3. Yep, 3. Karen's father was a firefighter, he was, and one of the tribute days we had at Shoalhaven Heads, the firefighters brought their trucks around and let the kids climb all over them and sprayed some water everywhere. It was brilliant. Really cool little community down at Shoalhaven Heads. So I'll just give a plug now while we're moving towards the end for the, as President Dillis was talking about yesterday, for the member conference for Bowls New South Wales that's coming up on the Wednesday the 8th of November, Thursday the 9th of November, and the Bowls New South Wales AGM on the 10th of November. It's going to be huge. There's officials accreditations on the Wednesday, Bowls Link training sessions free of charge, as there should be. And that night, on the Wednesday, will be the awards night and a major prize giveaway. Look, it's going to be huge. It'll be at Cabramatta Diggers. We went there because they can hold us all. It's going to be a monster event. And then the trade show the next day. And that's in... So on the 9th, that's a keynote address from John Eales. Updates from Bowls New South Wales and Bowls Australia. So all the I should say the bigwigs will be there just to have a chat. And then you can sit on multiple conference streams. We'll have unification talks, club unification, zone unification, membership initiatives and programs, umpire laws and technicalities. All the umpires can get in and argue about the technicalities of law. They're like Our bowls lawyers, I guess you could call them.
Mm.
Junior engagement, greenkeeping.
Might have to go to that one. Learn something.
Some high performance stuff. Technical bowls masterclasses delivered by Bowls Royalty. I'm not entirely sure what that means. I have to assume it's going to be... Yeah, definitely me. Clearly, I'm going to teach everyone my bad habits. And
it's a great shot here from Kaz.
Well, careful. Doesn't want to move it too far, but... Well, hasn't. That's just tucked it away beautifully.
Made 3, I think.
Yeah, I think... Yeah, you're right. There were potentially 3 already, but I think that this just made it better. A better 3. With it tucked away. So, yeah, sorry, my apologies. And then on the Thursday the 9th in the evening, there'll be a social bowls tournament and prize giveaways as well, which, so get down and have a go at that at Cabramatta Diggers. It's going to be great. I can't wait. I'll be there, I'm sure, doing something, talking to someone, talking constantly, because it's, as Andrew says, it's hard to shut me up at times. And just watching Anne, wants the edge, didn't quite get it. Anyway, that's coming up, and I highly recommend everyone, if you're around and can get around to Cabramatta, get down there and have a good look at that.
I think that was a 3.
Yeah, I'm just trying to see the score.
Yep, 30-13 on 19.
So this just is blowing out a little. Now 30-13's a...
Well, you can actually say Cabramatta will win the game now.
Mm-hmm. I called it.
Yeah.
Again, it's not over for Engadine here. It is only game 1 of sectional play. So, I mean, crazy things have happened in the sport. We you just want to try and minimise damage, I think, at this stage, and try and pick up a couple of scores if possible, and bring your margins back.
Just throwing a link there in the excuse me, the live chat, talking about all the things. Well done, Jamie Lee Morsnop. Talking about all that shows you all the things I was just talking about. Registration will be open at some point soon, but have a look at that and have a look at what's coming up and get excited. It's just going to be an absolute festival of lawn bowls in Western Sydney here.
And the greenkeepers' involvement, of course, we're working very closely with the New South Wales Bowling Greenkeepers for that. I don't pretend to know the first thing about preparing a green, other than they run a mower and a roller over it, and hopefully it's nice and flat and plays well.
I think you got it in one, Andrew. That's greenkeeping in a nutshell.
It's only 2 things, it's like bowls, mowing and rolling. It's there's always 1,000 greenkeepers at every club. But I don't know, Ellen Faulkner there. Jamie Lee Borsnop certainly holding the 1, and now Cabra holding 2.
Speaking of greenkeeping, I might have to duck out after this end, Ben, just to make sure that we can get everything organised for game 2 today.
Oh, once again, it's been we've been very glad to have you, mate, and thank you very much for filling the seat. With I guess Shippo's actually had some work to do, so that's been a a thing.
Guessing that Sean will have you guys just run the roller quickly over the greens just to give them a little freshen up.
I actually believe that we're going to leave the greens alone. We're just going to change direction today. The big reason we were getting those extra rolls on the green was because of the early morning dew. Just trying to roll a lot of the moisture out of the greens for the afternoon, but we won't have to worry about that today.
Nice, yeah, because that's right. Everyone up there is playing east-west, I believe. On the other side, it's a bit hard to do that on this green.
It'd be interesting.
Make them really short ends. I'm just going to have a look at the scores from around the
Well, Matty, how wide is this green?
That is a very good question. It can be played, I'm not sure in metres, but we can fit like 4 rinks on here, but both end rinks are quite ditchy. We can comfortably play pennants on it with 3 rinks, but again, you wouldn't want to play that 4th rink if you have the option. It's on a day like today, you're probably rolling your bowls right on the edge of the ditch line.
So Belinda just pushing her front bowl through a little bit now. That's a really good shot. Who is it in the front? Is that Jocelyn at the very front? It looks like it to me, those white bowls.
Yeah.
So there's one Cabra bowl in there, and look, probably a better position there for Engadine at the moment. But just looking around the grounds, there's no completed games. Hemi Palmer from, is it Halikalani?
Yep.
Did I say that right? Cool. Upper fairway on their last end at the moment. We're probably finished actually with the updates. Only being done every second end, but as you expect, a few blowouts and a few really close games. Tash Van Eldick, her team from Raymond Terrace up 31-6 over Meave Ryan from Commercial Albury after 17 ends.
We're going to claim him as a former local.
He was around here, wasn't he? For a while.
I just wondered whether we'll claim him or not, though.
You can, Andrew. I think he's been
He was a junior bowler in the area. Hemi and Rhett.
Maureen Imms 20-9 over Judith O'Connor from Dubbo City after 15 ends. That's being played out at Wiseman Park, Wollongong City. Thanks to them for hosting as much as they can, and they're a lovely little club up there. And Trudgy Park, same thing. It'd be interesting down on the coast right now with this breeze, I think. Well, we're not too far away from the water, but Trudgy Park's right on it.
Matty, you'd be interested in how the locals are going there. Corrimal 13 all after 17 with Axe.
I've been looking at those results. It looks like it'd be a pretty good game to be out there watching at the moment. Like Hilsey and the boys from Corrimal, they definitely played well in the final against the Alfie Tree team.
So I'm going to say a little tinge of green-eyed there. Went within a whisker.
Yeah.
You want the team that beat you to win, don't you?
Yes.
Maybe. It depends.
Doesn't hurt the heart as much.
But I just watched Anne Johns put a brilliant bowl there through and just a little touch off her teammate's bowl and roll through, and is holding shot now at the front. They want to score, and they want to be there looking at what's going on now. Sorry, Karen just put her second bowl way back.
And Hilsey's one of those guys, you love to see him do well when you're not playing against him, but when you're playing against him, I fire up against John.
Yeah, I've played a few games with John now, and I'd much rather be on the same side as him than playing against him. He's a pretty handy player. He's due to commitments, obviously, with work, he's had to dip in and out of the game, but his consistency never really varies. So,
and looking for Karen's bowl here, and has got it and rolled
Great
through
bowl.
for 2 shots. That's fantastic shooting. Anne Johns, lift your hat, ladies. Maybe 3. Are we looking at here?
I think Hilsey's got the better of the ledger against me as well, unfortunately.
You know what they say, if you can't beat them, join them.
I'm not changing to Corrimal to join him.
Oh, a bit of a smile. I'm just trying to see what... yep, that was 3 to Engadine. We're on the final end now.
I think there's a few people at the Sittos who'd be very cranky if I changed clubs.
So just watching Anne Johns' last bowl on the replay. Absolutely perfectly weighted, perfectly executed on the line, and rolled it enough to actually not just take one extra shot, but 2.
I'm going to have to duck off, gentlemen, but thank you very much for having me again today. It's been a pleasure.
No worries,
Thanks, Matty.
Jump in this afternoon if you'd like, and come on down whenever you feel like it, mate. You're more than welcome. You do a good job down here. Love to have you.
Thanks, guys. All the best.
Thanks, buddy. So I've just been told that Halikanani is where Aaron Sheriff started as an 11-year-old.
Yep.
There you go. Famous place. Good start there by Rebecca Lord. And Jamie Lee this is a big change of length. This is T to T now. And always see the wind really shaking our camera. Doors flying everywhere in the back here.
That wind coming in is cold.
Freezing cold breeze. Absolutely freezing.
People think we're trying to lock them out, but we're just shutting the door to...
just to maintain some heat.
So cold I selected the wrong camera. Doesn't seem to be bothering the players, so maybe it's just that the funnel down into our area. Great bowl from Jamie there. Good correction.
Big correction. Well done. Kind of into the wind, into the cross breeze there. Dave Thomas, shouldn't this game stop as they cannot win? The answer is no. This is sectional play, and the scoreline at the end really matters. So the score difference at the end really matters. In the finals, they can stop, but not in this sectional play.
And a reminder too, we are completing the 22-23 state championship events, which commenced under the Crystal Mark 3.2 edition, not Crystal Mark 4. So Crystal Mark 4 takes effect for all 23-24 Bowls New South Wales Association events.
I've had several people talk about that and the confusion. I really enjoyed that one. This is a good one that World Bowls came out and released the new version and those controversial stopping the bowl rules on the 1st of April. No one believed them. It was cleverly thought out. Everyone in publishing knows you don't release things on the 1st of April unless they're an actual joke.
Look, I think the intent behind the laws was sound, but the execution of it perhaps just a little bit.
Look, I had no objection. The answer
could have been improved.
Was a simple rule, and obviously it's been not retracted but clarified.
It's been removed.
Removed. My apologies, but really interesting. We just said in our club that just don't touch any bowls as they're moving.
You're actually not supposed to stop the bowl before it becomes dead anyway. And it is a bad habit that people have developed.
Cross goes the.
But in the end, if it's a draw shot that's going to land in the ditch 4 feet from anything else, it's not really affecting any play to stop it. So why should you be forfeiting a game for simply stopping a bowl landing in the wet sand? No.
Maybe the punishment was too much. It's a big punishment.
Oh, it just was the wording of the law. And like, I know World Bowls put out the explanation of the intent, but you need to have your wording of your law matching exactly what your intent is.
Ellen Ryan nearly kicking her teammate's bowl over there for a shot. I think Engadine are holding 2 there. That's Jocelyn and Beck's bowls. Really good shot of the shadows there of the flags as they whip around. You see the direction the wind is going. But
anyway, enough on that. We should always operate on the forward. Common sense, good sportsmanship. Apply the laws as they're written. But I think people get a little hung up on some things sometimes. But go out and enjoy yourself.
No, they don't.
Play well.
Not in bowls. That's not what we do sometimes, is it? No, that's right. Play it with good sportsmanship and good intent, in the right spirit, and you'll always do well. Just like the cricketers.
I've had a few people say to me, "Oh, are they observing what the law says?" And I go, "I'm not the umpire. I'm not enforcing anything. I'm here to enjoy myself."
Absolutely right. And Ellen Ryan just cutting across the head a little there. You can see what the intent was. They're just drawing to the jack. It was a really good weight. So, look, the best catcher there's Engadine. They're also holding 2, so probably in the better position at this point. And yeah, look, scoreline going to be a factor in this section.
Possibly.
Probably.
Well, look, the thing is, your section result is over 3 games. Whether you win or lose a game, it's whether or not you win the section. That's the important thing. So the aim of sectional play for a team or a player is to get to the end of the 3 games and be the best performed player or team in that section, and that gets you through. You're the winner. Of course, the 4 section winners have the chance then to play a little knockout series. And the person or team who wins 2 games there emerges holding the pretty new shield with the shiny gold medal round their neck and the winner's envelope in their hand and the biggest smiles.
Speaking of that, Karen left with the shield last night. We have to get that back off her.
Oh,
We've got 4 of the 5 back. I'll leave that to Lee. Oh, look out. I thought we'd lock that door. Shifo's just gone around the other side. He'll be back for the next game, I'm sure.
Oh,
really good shot here. Here comes Anne with a... Oh, wow, I'm not sure if that's third. It looks pretty close. That's an amazing shot down that hand.
For those who aren't aware, we have 19 brand new shields here for the state championships. Someone says, hang on, there's 21 events. There's 2 cups. The special people are the singles winner and for the men and the women.
The marquee events, yep.
The 2 major ones. There is a cup there.
Sorry, Andrew, I'm just going to interrupt, mate. Here comes Karen Murphy, about to crash into Anne by the looks. Has she rolled in and fallen over far enough? It may look still to be 2 for me to Engadine.
And we keep the trophies. We don't let you take them home.
They're going to have a measure. As I said, these margins do matter. Yeah, that's right. We keep them, we engrave them. And it was a bit of fun over the last couple of days. Yep, it's just one. One to Engadine.
So it's let's call it a comprehensive win for Cabramatta because it is on the scoreboard.
Mm-hmm.
They're off to the best of starts, and we'll be back here live from Fig Tree in around about half an hour or so, give or take, depending on how many other games are finished or not finished.
Yeah, some slow ones happening out there actually, so maybe a little longer than half an hour, but it'll be something like that. Get your notifications on and keep an eye on our social channels for the next set of live streams. Do we know who it is?
We do know who it is, but I can't remember.
I've got it right in front of me here.
It's a men's game. I think it's Curry.
Curry. Yep. So Rees, Turnbull, Soper and Benison from Curry against Tarrant Point, Axon, Little, Hanson and Willie. So
that'll be our game in about half an hour. We look forward to your company then. But for now, it's goodbye from Fig Tree.